Good morning. Wiggling into your morning, just 10 minutes of movement to make sure that you feel good, that you are set up for your day ahead, that you have ticked this off of your to-do list. Set my timer. I want to start by coming to a comfortable seat. This is a really good way of starting your morning off. So even if you haven't got time to move or to wiggle, you can still give yourself a couple of moments pause. So find somewhere comfortable to sit, whether that's cross-legged, whether you're sitting up at the breakfast table, wherever you are. Bring the hands just to rest on your lap. Find just a little bit of length through the spine so you feel the crown of the head reach up. And then either close the eyes or soften the focus and take 3 big deep breaths in for me. And then sigh it out through the mouth. Take 2 more like that. Big deep breath in through the nose. Out through the mouth. And 1 more. And as you're sighing out through the mouth, I just want you to imagine that you're putting the rest of your day to one side, that you're letting go of that to-do list. You are solely focused on what is happening now. And that's all about ensuring that you feel good. So maybe we start by bringing a little wiggle into the spine. And as you breathe in, you're thinking about rolling the shoulders and just lifting the chest, lifting the face. As you breathe out, taking a little round through, tuck the chin, wiggle into the back of the shoulders. Small movements to begin with. Maybe you feel those little kind of pops and cracks as the spine starts to wiggle first thing. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round, and maybe as you breathe, you start to extend that movement. You make it just a little bit bigger, lengthening from sternum to the bottom of the pelvis. Exhale, really pushing into the back of the body. Again, not big or flashy, just small little movements, and maybe starting to really exaggerate what's happening through the shoulders. And then perhaps even extending that movement out further. Interlace the fingers, drop them to the back of the head, and let the elbows drop forward. Inhale, lift, exhale, round it through. You're going to take 3 more like this. So just really expanding the upper body, opening the shoulders, warming up through the sides of the waist. 1 more. Round, drop it through. As you breathe in this next time, think about dropping the, my left arm, your right arm, depending on how it's mirrored, down to the side. Breathing in, lift the elbow all the way up. Nice big side stretch. Exhale. Drop it back down. You do 2 more of those. Lift. And lower. And 1 more. Exhale. As you lower, you're going to twist towards that dropped arm. And then take that elbow that was at the back of the head. Take the hand down onto the opposite knee or calf, shin, wherever. And slowly wind yourself around into a twist. So again, it's not so tight that you can't breathe. It's just that gentle kind of spiral up from the middle back. Maybe turning the gaze round if the neck feels okay. Hold it there for just about 2 breaths. And then you're going to slowly unwind. And we do that same thing to the opposite side. So opposite hand comes to the back of the head. Breathing in, elbow towards the ceiling. Exhale, back down. 2 more. So for ease of remembering, when I'm doing short practices, I tend to work in 3s or 5s. I don't know why it's always an odd number, but it is. And then take round into that twist. But it just means I don't have to think too hard about how many I'm doing of anything. Just 3 is enough. 5 is great. Something that allows you to move repeatedly and just maybe explore that range of motion, finding what feels good. And then what I want you to do is, rather than unwinding that twist completely, you're going to take that back hand, cross it over, so they're reaching to opposite legs, tuck the chin, and then just have that last little wiggle underneath the shoulder blades. Okay, rolling all the way back up. If, like me, you're sitting up on a pillow or a block or a bolster, we're going to slide that off to one side, and then you're just going to take the feet out a little bit wider than hip width and gently rock the knees from side to side. So a little bit of lower body mobility. We've done some work through the shoulders and the waist, just easing into the hips a little. If you wanted to challenge your core a little bit more, you could lift the hands up away from the floor as you work into that hip movement. If it just feels like that's a little bit too much effort, that's fine. Bring the hands back down. Focus on the movement through the hips rather than having to use the core to hold you upright. Okay. And then we're just going to gently spin the legs around, coming around to all fours. Again, a little bit more movement through the spine here. As you breathe in, you're going to drop the belly, lengthen through the front here, lift the gaze. As you breathe out, tuck the tailbone round, push up into the shoulders. Really simple spinal flexion and extension. So it's just an exaggeration of the movement that we took a moment ago when we were seated. Inhale, long, slow breath, lift the gaze, drop the belly. Exhale, tuck the tailbone round, push all the way up. Inhale, dip. Exhale, round. Now take two more. And then while we're here, a little bit of exploration through the hip and the shoulders. As you breathe in, you're going to extend one leg straight out behind you. Exhale, squeezing underneath. So just working into the hip, really extending the leg out behind you, squeezing it underneath. One more. A tiny fib there. That's the last one. You're going to sweep it over to the opposite side. Oh, I've got to remove my coffee mug. So it's that right leg for me. I'm sweeping it over to the left side, tucking the toes, getting a nice big stretch through the side of the body, maybe even taking the gaze round. Hold it for just a beat. And then bring everything back. Same thing, opposite side. So again, as you breathe in, you're stretching all the way up and out. Exhale, squeezing underneath. Inhale, extend. Exhale. One more. And then we'll use that next breath to sweep across, tuck the toes, take the gaze, nice big stretch. So you're trying to think about making that big curved C shape with your body. And then slowly bring it back into the shoulders to finish up. So as you breathe in, lifting the arm up to the ceiling. Exhale, threading underneath. Big stretch as high up as you can with the fingers and reaching as far through as you can. Just bring a little movement through that thoracic spine into the upper body. Hand comes down. Inhale, open. Exhale, take it through. Two more. In and through. And through. Come back to all fours. Take 3 more breaths here in this cat-cow. Inhale, dips. Exhale, rounds. That's one breath. So one round of breath is an inhale and an exhale. And then to wrap up for today, you have the choice. It's your practice. Do what feels best. You can either push yourself back and come and rest in child's pose for a moment, or we're going to come back to where we started. Again, blocks, pillows, bolsters if you prefer. Bring yourself up to sitting comfortably, whether that's cross-legged or legs out in front of you. Come back to that little ripple through the spine that we used right at the beginning, lifting right up to the crown of the head. Hands resting on the knees, and I want you to notice straight away whether you feel like a tiny bit taller. If that little bit of movement through the spine has made you feel like you've gained 1 millimetre or 2 in height, maybe a little bit more space through the chest and the upper body. And close the eyes and take that repetition of those 3 big deep breaths that we started with, all the way in through the nose, out through the mouth. 2 more. Just allowing everything to settle. And again, it's almost like putting that full stop at the end of your practice, that 10 minutes that you've dedicated just to you. And this is the only one that I would say, definitely, if you've got the time, spend more than 3 or 5, spend 10 breaths, 20 breaths, however long you've got, just taking stock, setting yourself up, and congratulating yourself from doing that little bit of movement. Okay, my timer tells me that we have done 10 minutes this morning. So if you are finished for today, you need to crack on with the rest of your day. We're going to take one last big breath in, stretch the arms all the way up. And then exhale, bring them all the way down. Have a little wiggle and a flex through the spine. We are all done for today.